Hey,
That's terrible.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinthus, by the explicit. And Enos gave unto him a portion of his divine power, so that he might undo the work of.
that's been known a long time.
He really didn't deserve that.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
So why won't they listen to me?
Do you really believe that? And there's more, believe me.
You listen to the wrong people.
Hey. I've gotta go.
So long. I really wish I could have done more for you.
How much money do you need for the contest?
10 gold coins.
I'll give you the money to compete against Rukar.
Really? Thank you so much. I'll repay you soon. If I win, I'll even fork out a little more than that. I'll be seeing you.
Wait a minute.
Listen to the wrong people.
You don't have to tell me that.
That was a fine mess you got me into. Now I can play lookout for Rookar again.
Why?
As long as he's holding his little contests in there, it's better if no outsider learns about it. It's not good for business, you see.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
What kind of armor can you offer me?
I have here a very nice piece that is sure to please you.
He really should have known.
I'll
better.
think about it.
As you like.
That's been known a long time.
And that's the truth.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help him.
You just have to listen.
That's really not my problem.
Did anything?
Not that I know.
That's no secret.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help him.
And that's the truth.
I agree with you completely.
I couldn't get away with that.
That's been known a long time.
Nobody wants to know.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
It had to happen sooner or later.
Hey,
I'm no better off.
how's it
myself.
going with your tavern?
Times have been better, you know?
He really
People's
should have
purses
known
aren't
better.
as open as they used to be.
Do you really believe that?
That was no big deal.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
I'm staying out of it.
That's really not my problem.
You don't have to tell me that. Same old thing all over again.
I've gone about it differently.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help him.
And that's the truth.
I'm no better off myself.
Tell me that isn't true.
That doesn't surprise me.
Nobody wants to know.
That doesn't surprise me.
No idea. You tell me.
That doesn't surprise me.
I couldn't care less.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
That will never change.
It's a bad business.
And there's more, believe me.
I never knew that.
Same old thing all over again.
I'm not telling you anything new.
Can't rely on that.
I'm not telling you anything new.
I used to say that myself.
Do you really believe that?
He really should have known better.
I'm not telling you anything new.
Can't rely on that.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help him.
I used to say that myself.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
I agree with you completely. Do you really believe that?
It had to happen sooner or later.
it really true?
That's no secret.
I agree with you completely.
No idea. Tell me.
I'd have gone about it differently.
Tell me that isn't true.
It's hard even to believe these days.
You don't have to tell me that. I'm staying out of it.
Hard even to believe.
I couldn't care less.
That doesn't surprise me.
No one really wants to get back.
I never would have thought.
Tell me that isn't true.
I never knew that.
Same old thing all over again.
Would it ever change?
It was his decision, wasn't it?
That's really not my problem.
I couldn't care less.
I'd have gone about it differently.
I couldn't get away with that.
I never knew that.
Same old thing all over again.
He never would have thought of that himself.
I'll never get this open without the right key. Show me your wares.
You didn't.
Certainly, brother of the ring.
It's his decision,
You hardly know who to believe these days.
same old thing all over again.
It's a bad business.
I've got no time for things like that.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
Things I could tell you.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
No one really wants to hear that.
Do you really believe that?
There's more, believe me.
Do you really believe that?
No one really wants to hear that.
You listen to the wrong people.
You don't have to tell me that.
That was obvious all along.
I'm staying out of it.
Do you really believe that?
Tell me that isn't true.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
And that's the truth.
That's all just gossip.
That will never change.
I'd have gone about it differently.
He really should have known better.
There's nothing you can do about it.
He really should have known better.
That was obvious all along.
Same old thing all over again.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
And that's the truth.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
Things I could tell you.
Tell me you didn't know that. Doesn't see that. I can't help him.
What do we have here? Don't I know you from somewhere?
Who wants to know?
I'm Buster, one of Lee's mercenaries. And you had better be a little nicer to me, or I'll have your hide. All right. What do you want here?
I know Lee.
Everyone knows Lee. That doesn't mean a thing, pal. Right now, you're talking to me. So where are you headed?
That's none of your business.
Nobody talks to me like that, you worm. I think it's time to kick your butt.
Defend yourself! Defend yourself! Defend yourself! Defend yourself! Not bad.
Well, we'll see the next time.
All right, you're the better fighter. What do you want?
Can you teach me how to fight better?
I might well be able to give you a hint or two.
I want to find out more about the mercenaries in this region.
I can't tell you much about this region. You'd better ask the farmers. And as for us mercenaries, we have a very simple rule. If you can stand your ground, you're in. I think you're made of the right stuff to be one of us. But you shouldn't let it get to your head that you lucked out during our last fight. There are plenty of guys on the farm who are quite a bit better than I am. Sentenza, for one. He guards the entry to the farm. Whatever you do, don't pick a fight with him.
What about this Sentenza?
He'll try to squeeze some gold out of you when you come to the farm. He does that to all newcomers. And if I were you, I'd pay up. That's what I did back then. And the good thing was that he voted for me afterwards. One good turn deserves another, he said. I lost all my gold in the bargain, but it wasn't much to begin with. And I was glad of it in the end. I once watched him beat up a fellow who had decided not to pay him.
Thanks for the hint.
Indeed. Could it be worth anything to you?
Here you are, 5 gold pieces.
Thanks, man. Looks like I can take a few tonight after all. I won't forget this.
I want to join the mercenaries.
Anyone who can whack as hard as you shouldn't have too much trouble around here. My vote doesn't count much, since I haven't been here for long. But when Lee asks me, I'll vote for you.
Lee is the leader of the mercenaries, isn't he?
Right. Hey, now I remember where I know you from. You were in the colony, too.
So I was.
I didn't see you when the Big Bang happened. Not for a while before that, either.
I had other problems.
You've missed out on quite a lot, then. Things have changed since we were in the Slammer together.
What became of the mercenaries in the colony?
Once the barrier was gone, Lee let us out of the colony. He said that nothing could happen to us if we all stuck together. And he was right. It wasn't too long before we found ourselves a cozy spot right here. The landowner pays us to beat up the militia from the city, and most of us would have volunteered to do that even without pay. But Onar feeds us all, and we can bide our time until we see a good opportunity to get away from this blasted island.
What's new?
Not much here with us, but ask in the city. I think they're running out of grub.
Tell me about the farm.
Onar hired us to guard his possessions, so don't even think about stealing anything or beating up the farmers. Otherwise you'll be in trouble with us. Got it?
Who's in charge here?
Lee is our boss. Torloff is his right hand. Most of the men follow him because he was their leader back in the colony. And then there's Silvio. He came out of the mountains with his men after Lee arrived. He and his people are only a small part of the mercenaries, but they make a lot of trouble. Those guys are playing their own game, and Silvio is a dirty sumbitch. So be careful when you meet him.
I want to join you.
You. Once Torloff puts you to the test, you've had it, you weenie.
No time for things like that.
This here is your hut?
Yes.
That was obvious all along.
Why? Anything wrong with it?
That was
Don't
no
you have
big
any
deal.
problems with the mercenaries?
As long as I don't interfere with their business, they'll leave me alone too. Moreover, they're good customers, and I pay them to keep an eye on my house when I'm not home.
I agree with you completely.
Show me how I can hit harder.
If you want to learn more, you'll need to train hard.
Can't rely on that.
Is it really true?
Show me your wares.
There isn't much choice, I'm
Would've turned
afraid.
out differently if it hadn't been for us.
He doesn't even know how to hold a sword.
And there's more, believe me.
That's really not my problem.
I couldn't care less.
I'm no better off myself.
I used to say that myself.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help it.
Same old thing all over again.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
He seems like he needs to practice more.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
You don't have
Hey.
to tell me that.
I never knew that. That's all just gossip.
Can't rely on that.
He really said that.
No idea. You tell me.
I'd have gone about it differently.
He really should have known better.
It's a bad business.
What does he know about duty?
If he doesn't see that, I can't help it.
That will never change.
That was obvious all along.
Hey, you! How are things?
So. Those mercenaries aren't much help, really. I had expected them to have a little more guts, at least. But they're just a bunch of braggarts and loudmouths, if you ask me. So what about those things I buried? Have you found them yet?
No, not all of them.
Then hurry up, will you? It can't be all that difficult.
What was your business with the mercenaries?
I already told you I'm looking for this fellow in red armor. But the idiots here have no idea what I'm talking about.
I take it you're looking for someone named Dexter?
Damn it, how would I know the fellow's name?
I know where you can find him.
Really? Tell me.
Not far from here. He seems to be the leader of an evil gang of bandits.
Ha! Yup, that's him. I knew the old landlubber'd hold up here somewhere. Now, all I need to do is scour all the hideouts and rat holes around here. I'll find that bastard. Don't need your help for that.
Where exactly did you bury your stuff again?
Let's see. There's an islet in the small lake with the 2 waterfalls. One of my caches should be there. There are 2 more spots where I buried something further up, in the high pastures. One spot is behind the farm up there, and the other one's next to the entrance to the pass by the waterfalls. There are stairs leading down from the fields of the farmer up there to those of the landowner. There's another cache in the hollow where the stairs end.
Hey, you!
So what happened?
No,
Then hurry. But the...
I take it...
Damn it.
Maybe we should go and see him together.
I've still got a bone to pick with him. I can handle that by myself.
It was just a thought. Where... Hey.
But there. So what?
No.
Then how?
What?
But.
I
Really?
not far. He seems.
Ha! I knew now. Alpha.
Hey. How's it going?
You're not one of us, huh? I'd get out of here if I were you.
Why?
This wasn't a paradise before, but at least we were left in peace as long as we did our work for Sekob. But lately it's become unbearable. Bandits are everywhere, field raiders destroy the entire harvest, and the landowner is getting to be pretty brutal.
Are you afraid of the landowner then?
You bet. If the landowner doesn't like people's faces, he sends his mercenaries after him, and that's the last you see of them. So we prefer to keep our mouths closed.
Shouldn't the mercenaries take care of the field raiders?
I don't know what they're being paid for, but certainly not to help us common people. The field raider problem is left to the small farmers who rent the fields from him.
How do you protect yourselves against the bandits?
We don't. We run away. What else?
Keep your chin up.
That's not so easy if you're working for Sekob, the slave driver.
So where are we headed then?
Are you the foreman here?
I'll give you one upside the head, you rascal. If you want to go ambling across my land, you'll pay me 5 gold coins, or you're in for a good thrashing.
Your land? Are you the farmer here?
You can bet on that. Why else would I make you pay me a toll? I don't mind if you go ask the others about me.
Forget it. You won't get anything from me.
Then I'm afraid I'm gonna have to tan your hide.
Come on and try it then.
Well, in that case...
Then hurry.
No, he's.
Ha! I knew now. Alpha. But.
What are you doing here?
I'm preparing for battle.
Why?
Lately, the farmers have had more and more problems with field raiders. A few of them even managed to get themselves eaten. Fat Onar didn't exactly find that amusing. None of us got our pay for a week, and it was more or less my fault. Now Lee wants me to wipe out the creature's nest by myself, and the other boys have already made bets on whether I'll survive.
Are you a good fighter?
I'm fair with a sword, but with a bow, I'm very good. Why do you ask?
Where's the nest?
In the middle of the field here, in the big rock.
We could attack that nest together.
You want to help me? Why?
I want to join you.
Oh, so that's the way it is. You want to prove how good you are. All right. Let's attack the beast together.
Let's attack the nest.
Right now? Or do you need to equip yourself first? You could go back to the farm first.
All right, let's wait a little longer.
You know where to find me.
Wait a minute. Let's attack the nest.
Right now? Or you could go back.
There's no time like the present.
Good. Then let's see what you got. There's another of those scummy beasts. Alarm! One less monster around. There's another of those scummy beasts. One less monster around. So, this is where they drag the dead farmers. Disgusting. The filthy things should all be wiped out now. Let's go back.
Where do you think you're going?
I wanted to have a look around, that's all.
There's a heap of trouble here for men like you. Are you telling me you just want to look around? Ha!
So you're headed for the farm. Why else would you have trudged all the way here, hmm? So don't give me any of that bullshit, and let me search you and you can go on your way.
Suit yourself. Search me then.
Now then, let's see what we have here. Ah, gold. It can be very dangerous carrying so much gold around. A lot of mercenaries are real cutthroats, not honest fellows like me. I only want 50 gold pieces from you. That's the toll here. And you only need to pay once. That's fair, isn't it?
Wait a minute. What about our agreement?
Are you kidding? You didn't do anything for it.
Wait a minute. I think your hide could do with another tanning. I don't like having my leg pulled.
Don't make me cry. Oh man, my head. All right, you're the better fighter. What do you want?
And? How are things?
Not many people come this way, but up to now, every one of them has paid my toll.
And?
Not many people.
I have come to join you.
Nice for you. Do you understand that the mercenaries are going to vote whether you get to join them or not?
What do you want?
It had to happen sooner or later. Touching that.
I want to have a look around the farm.
Don't go into the building on the left. Silvio's in there. He's not in a good mood right now. If he sees a weakling who doesn't belong on the farm, he might get the idea of venting his bad mood on him.
Believe everything you hear.
I'm not telling you anything new.
Who is Silvio?
Our next leader, if you ask me. If you plan on asking him if you can join us, forget it. You look like you're barely good for herding sheep.
I've got no time
Listen to the wrong people.
I want to join up with Lee.
Lee won't have much to say around here if he keeps on this way.
What do you mean?
He wants us all to sit around here and twiddle our thumbs.
Really should have known.
Intimidate a few farmers now and then, and that's it. Silvio always says offense is the best defense, and damn right he is.
Trouble as it is.
I've got no
Have.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
What do you want this time?
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
Methinks I'm gonna punch you in the face.
What?
Can't help it.
That's exactly what you need right now.
Hardly know what to believe in.
I've been too nice to you so far, haven't I?
Oh my... Don't stop now!
Go ahead, hit back.
Parry then!
Let him have it.
Shit, that hurt.
Defend yourself.
Dead.
You showed him who's boss.
What do you want this time?
You
Same
mustn't
old
believe everything
thing
you hear.
all over again.
And that's the truth.
What's up?
Nobody ever asked for my
Since
opinion.
Onar announced he was hiring mercenaries, the court's been overflowing with nothing but rogues. All the rabble who didn't have the guts to come out of the woods before are here now. The bastards really came from everywhere.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
The mercenaries came from everywhere?
Most of them came from the penal colony. Another group of mercenaries came from the south, where they were probably hunting orcs. I bet that a few of the bandits from the mountains have shown up as well by now to get a free meal.
Can't go on like this forever.
What's up?
All the the bastards.
You have to step in
Hey,
and sort
you!
things out.
What's new?
The troops from the city don't take away our livestock and harvest anymore.
That was quite
They don't want to
obvious.
play that game, now that we can defend ourselves.
Is it really true?
Beliar himself was after him.
What can you tell me about this area?
There are 3 farms here. Onar's to the east, and Sekob's at the north end of the valley. There's a path up to the high plain in the
It's all just
southwest.
gossip.
That's where Bengar's farm is.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
Nobody.
Who's
will
in
learn
charge
anything
here?
from me.
If you ask me, it's the mercenaries.
I don't believe
Sure,
this is gonna
Onar
change.
pays them, but Inos knows how long they'll take orders from him.
Anything new.
If the mercenaries ever get it into their heads that he's useless around here, I wouldn't want to be in his shoes.
You really said that.
Tell me more about those mercenaries.
If you ever have trouble with them, go to Lee. That's what we farmers do. He's really strict with his people. If one of them misbehaves, he really lets him have it.
I never knew that.
Everything you hear. I've heard a thing or two.
as easy as that.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
Never change.
Hey, you!
There was no big.
How are things?
What do you want from me, weenie?
Had to happen sooner or later.
How's it going?
That's none of your business, weakling.
No one really wants to hear that.
Can you teach me how to handle two-handed weapons?
Listen, boy. It takes a lot of strength to wield a two-handed weapon. Why don't you slink off to the pasture for a game of ring around the rosy with the sheep?
Had to happen sooner or later.
I want to join the mercenaries.
There's no place for wimps around here.
If I could tell you.
I am strong enough.
Nonsense, you couldn't even lift a decent sword like mine.
Things I could tell you.
And there's more, believe me.
Same old thing.
I said I am strong enough.
Oh, you're killing me. Want to risk a little bet?
Same old thing all over again.
I bet I can handle your sword.
Really? How much should I relieve you of? Well, you look like a poor sucker. Let's make it 30 gold pieces. Do you even have that much?
Yeah, you tell me.
Sure.
Let me see then.
Here.
All right, let's see how strong you are.
I can't wield this weapon.
That's what I'm saying. Now give me back my weapon.
I think not.
What was that?
I think I'm going to keep it a little longer.
Just you wait, you bastard.
I've got no time for things like that. Oh my God!
Now for
Holy shit!
Go ahead, hit back! Go ahead, hit back! Go ahead, hit back! Go ahead, hit back!
Watch out!
Ow!
Let
That hit
him
the
have
spot.
it!
Watch out! bet you're all.
Not bad.
I've got my own opinion about that.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
That's the first I've heard of it.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
Don't you try that again.
Wait a minute.
All right, you win. What do you want?
All that matters is strength, not my problem. So don't tell me that.
Can you teach me how to handle two-handed weapons?
I'm not a bad fighter, but that doesn't mean I'm a good teacher. Still, I think I can show you the basics of two-handed combat anyway. That is, if you give me back my sword.
That was obvious all along.
I want to join the mercenaries.
So what about handing me my sword back first, eh?
Nothing amazes me anymore. Completely.
You have to step in and sort things out.
It's a bad business.
No one really wants to hear that.
It's all just gossip. I'd have gone about it differently.
Wait a minute. Here's your sword back.
High time, too. That's the first I've heard of it.
I want to join the mercenaries.
Okay, I don't carry grudges. You can fight, and that's what counts. Most of the lads here think nothing of a little brawl amongst friends. You'll get used to that. As far as I'm concerned, you're in.
Can you teach me how to handle two-handed weapons?
I'm not a bad fighter, but that doesn't mean I'm a good teacher. Still, I think I can show you the basics of two-handed combat anyway.
I want to improve my two-handed fighting skills. How's it going?
I'm curious to see whether they'll let you join. Enough trouble as it is.
Nothing amazes me anymore. I agree with you completely.
Beliar himself was just like you said.
Anything from me. It's a bad business.
Of course we got him in the end. I wouldn't be so sure.
That's not what I heard from you. I'd have gone about it differently.
That was quite obvious.
Yeah, I agree with you completely these days. I'd have gone about it differently.
Really didn't deserve that. I've got my own opinion about that.
He doesn't even know how to hold a sword. Gossip. He never would have thought of that himself.
It can't go on like this forever. But he knew that all along.
He really said that. He doesn't even know how to hold a sword.
Things I could tell you.
Of course we got him in the end.
Nobody will know his business. He never would have thought of that himself.
You just have to listen.
Like you said. I've got my own opinion about that.
Nothing amazes me.
Doing all right?
Hey, I know you. From the colony. What do you want here?
He really didn't deserve that.
I've come to join you.
Why not? I've got nothing against it. Anyway, you freed our mine from the guards back then. But don't count on getting along with the others here so easily. A lot of newbies have come along since then. And some of the old mercenaries won't remember you. I almost didn't recognize you. You look rather haggard.
When the barrier fell, I barely got away with my life.
Looks like you got lucky then.
Do you really believe that? Nothing amazes me.
Can you teach me anything?
I can teach you a few tricks in handling a bow if you want. I don't have anything better to do right now anyway.
I've heard a thing or two.
I want to learn more about archery.
What should I teach you?
He doesn't even know how to hold a sword.
Just like you said.
Do you have anything to sell?
Oh, don't ask. Bennett, one of the new guys, takes care of the weapons and armor now. In the colony, I was responsible for Lee's entire weapons store. And then along came a trained smith and pow, I'm out of a job. I desperately need a new job, even if all I do is guard the farms out there. I don't care, just as long as I'm not twiddling my thumbs here anymore.
Everything you hear. Don't say you didn't know that.
Do you really believe that? That's not what
And? Found a new task yet?
Not so far. Let me know if you have a job for me.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
Have you tried finding a job in town?
In the city? Wild horses couldn't drag me there. Or do you think I would want to work there as a militia soldier? I can just imagine myself in the courtier's uniform. And then that obsession with obedience. Nah, forget it. There may not be anything to do here on the farm, but at least I can do what I want.
Do you really believe that?
And? Found a new task yet?
Not so far. Let me know if you have a job for me.
That was obvious all along.
Of course we got him in the end. I hardly know what to believe anymore.
Nothing amazes me anymore. That was obvious all along.
I've got my own opinion about that. I don't know why he gets so worked up.
That's been known a long time.
You really didn't deserve that. Where did you pick that up then?
Hello, pretty girl.
Just where did you escape from?
I can't believe that. I can't believe that.
That was obvious.
They say you are revolting against the king.
My father has decided that it's time we defended ourselves. The militia never helped us anyway. They only came here to drag off our provisions.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
But he knew that all along.
What kind of work is to be had here on the farm?
My father pays money to all the men who help defend the farm. Are you interested? You don't look like someone who has a passion for field labor.
How much does your father pay?
You'd have to negotiate that with him. All I know is that each mercenary here gets paid every day.
I wouldn't be so sure.
Are there any rules here that I should stick to?
You don't touch anything here that isn't yours. You stay away from the areas that are none of your business. And if you must pick a fight, stick to the mercenaries. If you start a brawl with the farmers, everybody here will be against you.
I can't believe that.
Nothing amazing.
What's your job here?
I sell the goods that we produce. If you want to buy something, just let me know. But let me warn you, I won't stand for either haggling or stealing, understood?
Is it really true?
Has anything significant happened lately?
A few days ago, my father decreed that we're no longer allowed to sell anything in town. So now I'm staying here on the farm and selling my wares to visitors only.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
Show me your wares.
What can I offer you?
That's all just gossip.
I already thought as much.
That's been known for a long time. Is it really true?
I wouldn't be so sure. You mustn't believe everything you hear.
He doesn't even know how to hold a
You mustn't believe everything you hear. It can't go on like this forever.
Done that business.
I do not sell any weapons. Khaled does. He's in the house with Onar. It can't go on like this forever.
What kinds of weapons do you make?
Plain swords at the moment, not much else. But if I had some magic ore, I could forge weapons that are better than all comparable weapons made from regular old steel. You wouldn't happen to know where to find some around here. Besides in the Valley of Mines, I mean.
No.
Of course not. That's the first I've heard of it.
Are you with the farmers or the mercenaries?
You're pulling my leg, aren't you?
I was just curious.
Have you ever seen a farmer who also forges weapons?
No.
Then why do you ask such stupid questions? I've heard a thing or two. You didn't get that from me.
I want to join the mercenaries.
Stop blabbering then. Go to Torloff and let him put you to the test. I hardly know what to believe anymore.
Can you teach me how to forge a sword?
Sure. That'll cost you a bit, though. Let's say 30 gold pieces.
Nothing amazing me anymore.
Fine. Here's 30 for you.
That was a damn good price, too. We can start as soon as you're ready.
Is it really true? All that matters.
Teach me how to forge a sword.
It's quite simple. Get yourself a piece of raw steel and hold it in the fire until it glows. Then put it on the anvil and hammer the blade into shape. Most important, watch out that the blade doesn't get too cold. You only have a few minutes at a time to work on your weapon. The rest you can find out for yourself. It's merely a matter of practice.
He doesn't even know how to hold a sword.
I've got my own opinion about that.
Teach me how to forge magic ore weapons.
As long as you aren't one of us, I'll be damned if I tell you the secret of the magic ore weapons. Only very few blacksmiths know it at all, and I believe that not even the smiths in town know anything about it. And that's a good thing, too. Otherwise, those boozers of the city guard would all be wielding magic swords next.
What about forging equipment?
What do you need?
That's really not.
You didn't get that from me. Where did you pick that up, then?
That's no secret. Hold a sword. I'd have gone about it with all kinds of rules completely. That's been known a long time, but differently. Yeah, he really said that. What did he say about it?
I'm not touching that.
He thinks it's as
That's
easy
all
as that.
just differently. I agree with you completely.
I get so worked up.
Hey, you! Hello, I'm new here.
Don't take this the wrong way, but I'm not really in the mood for conversation. I'm totally wrecked.
You're awfully busy, huh?
You can say that again. Bennett makes so many weapons that I can hardly keep up with the polishing.
Just like you said. You have to step in and
What can you tell me about the farm?
This is Onar's farm. That big building is his house. He vacated a wing for the mercenaries. We farmers have had to bunk in the barn ever since. But it's all right with me. It's good that we have people who guard the farm. The building here is the kitchen. Maybe you'll be lucky and Thekla will have something for you to eat.
What about the mercenaries?
Onar hired them to keep the city militia off our backs. But they also guard the farm, the sheep, and us farmers. So don't even think about stealing anything or rummaging around in somebody's chest. They're just waiting for a chance to knock you down.
Can I buy weapons from you?
I don't have much. We take almost all the swords and axes into Onar's house.
Can't rely on that.
I'm not telling you anything new. I could have never changed. He should have known something like this.
Where did you pick that up then? You don't have to ask me. That's not my problem. I'm not touching that.
Nothing ever changed.
He should have known that up then. Of course we got him in the end. You really think so?
Tell me you didn't know that.
I would hardly know what to believe anymore. That was quite obvious.
He really should have known better.
What with?
Off myself.
You already know that much. That's the first I've heard of it.
I've got no time to think
Think
like
about it differently. I didn't know how to hold us.
I don't know this is gonna change. Of course we got him in the end.
that. That isn't true.
As if I didn't have touching that.
Until you know that. It's been known a long time.
Nobody ever asked.
That's not what I
I can tell you.
That's nothing so sure. Just like you said.
That was no big deal.
Nothing amazing.
I can tell you.
That's what's obvious.
What with? What with?
Nobody ever asked
Or two. But he knew that all along.
I wonder that isn't true.
It's exactly what I said. Sort things out. I don't believe this is gonna change. You just have to
It's
listen.
all just gossip. Will it ever change?
I've got my own opinion about that. I've heard a thing or two.
You really think I can tell you? Never change.
You don't have to ask me. Get so up. Wouldn't be so sure. You already know what I think.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
I don't want to hear that. It was just like you said.
Does he know how to hold a sword? I'm not telling you anything new.
Nobody ever asked me.
That's not what I can true. Just gossip. Yeah, he really said that.
That was quite obvious.
It's hard to know who to believe these days. Doesn't see that. You should have known it's hard to know who to believe these days.
I'm not touching that.
Nobody will learn anything or later. That's all just gossip.
I don't believe this is gonna change.
Yeah, he really said that. That's really not
I don't believe everything you hear. As much.
Hey, you!
insisting. It's been known a long time.
How are things?
Hey, don't I know you from somewhere?
It's possible.
I used to deal in swamp weed back in the colony. Remember?
And what are you dealing in now?
Ah, don't ask. I brought a whole package of swamp weed with me from the mining colony. Many of the mercenaries like a little smoke now and then. I've earned a small fortune on the side. but some bastard stole all the weed from my chest. I'm pretty sure it was that Bodo. He bunks in the same room as me, and he always grins at me like such an idiot.
That's the first I've heard of it.
What are you going to do about the thief, then?
One of these days, I'll catch him puffing away on my weed, and then I'll find a quiet spot and teach him a lesson he won't forget. If I knock him down here in the middle of the yard, the other farmers will notice, and I'll pay an arm and a leg.
How come?
Quite simple. We can't rough up the farmers, otherwise Lee makes us pay a heavy fine. That's the way Onar wants it. And the more witnesses there are, the more of a fuss there is. That makes things more expensive. So I'll pull the thing off nice and inconspicuously.
Would this package of swamp weed happen to be yours?
Well, I'll be... Where'd you get that?
It's a long story.
Doesn't matter. Really, you're a decent guy. Here, take this as a reward. Have fun with it. First, let me roll a few.
I want to join Lee's people.
Lee's people? If Lee keeps on this way, they soon won't be his anymore.
Why?
Lee has always been a quiet one. It was that way in the colony, too. But lately, he's overdoing it. He just wants to sit here and wait until the paladins drop dead from starvation. Silvio thinks we should clean up a bit on the small farms and outside the city. I think that would make for an excellent change. At the moment, most of us are just twiddling our thumbs here. Do you want to join up anyway?
I want to become one of you no matter what.
You already know that we take a vote on every new recruit.
What are you hinting at?
Well, I haven't had anything to smoke in a long time. Bring me a few swamp weed reefers and you got my vote. You can surely scare some up someplace.
About the swamp weed?
You brought back my packet. Now everything will be all right. I'm certainly gonna vote for you.
Where did you pick that up then?
Show me your wares.
Sure. Help yourself.
You didn't get that from me.
I couldn't get away with that.
He insisted he knew that was obvious all along.
No, I didn't have enough to hear that.
You have to step in and sort
You don't
things
have to
out.
tell me
I agree
that.
with you completely. All that matters is strength.
You can't rely on that.
Tell me that.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
That's all just gossip. Will it ever change?
I used to say that myself.
Touching that. You really didn't deserve that.
That will never
Would have thought
change.
of that himself. It's a bad business.
I don't believe this is gonna change. You mustn't believe everything you hear.
Hey, you!
Nobody ever
How's it going?
Have I given you permission to address me?
That's all just gossip. Is it really true?
You didn't get that.
How's it going?
Have I given...
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
Never would have thought of that himself.
A lot of people talk about you.
A lot of people talk too much.
Nobody will learn anything.
What do you think of Lee?
Oh, he's a good fighter. I wouldn't ever want to pick a fight with him. Unless, of course, it couldn't be avoided.
That's the first I've heard of it. You really didn't deserve that.
He doesn't even know how to...
Hey, asshole!
You don't actually think I'd get involved in a duel with you? Go crawl back under your rock.
Put down that weapon! See? That wasn't so hard.
How's it going?
Have I...
himself. Do you really believe that?
He ran like Beliar himself was after. Really didn't deserve that.
Do you really believe that? That's all just...
What's new?
Onar has hired mercenaries to keep the militia from the city off his back. Otherwise, they would even take our last sheep.
Would have thought of that himself.
Why get so worked up?
So what is there here in this area?
Nobody will...
Just fields and farms, and a bunch of mercenaries. But almost all of them are in the east on Onar's farm. To the north is Sekob's farm, but they only go there to collect the rent. To the southwest is the path to Bengar's farm.
Why get so worked up?
That's really not my problem. It's a bad business.
Of course we got him in the end.
Hey!
Silvio doesn't like being talked to. You might have gathered as much by now. You have to step in and sort things out. It was just...
Put away! Oh my...
Don't stop
Get
now.
it!
Finish him.
Ouch, that hurt.
Not bad at all.
Let that be a lesson to him.
Well, at least you've got some gold on you. I think I'll take your weapon.
He never would have thought of that himself.
Hey. The two of us should have a chat.
I wouldn't know about what.
Hey, don't I know you from somewhere?
It's possible. I was in the colony too.
Right. What do you want?
How's the situation?
Right now, we've got real trouble. Two factions are building up amongst us mercenaries. Silvio and his people doubt that Lee is following the right plan.
How come there are two factions?
Most of us came out of the colony with Lee back then, but some of the mercenaries hooked up with us later. They didn't come from the colony, but were farther south fighting the Yorks. Somehow they got wind that Lee needed people. Their leader was Silvio. He agreed that Lee was in charge, but now he's trying to stir up the mercenaries against him and his plan. A lot of Lee's people don't think that it's a big problem, but I know guys like Silvio. He'll go to extremes to realize his ideas.
I'm not telling you anything new.
Do you know what Lee's intentions are?
Lee wants us to wait and starve the paladins in the city. He is planning to get us all away from the island, and Enos knows I've got nothing against getting away from here. I don't really know how he's planning to go about it, but I trust him. He's led us well so far.
Do you know what Silvio is planning?
Silvio found out that some of the paladins have moved out to the old colony. He says the rest of the paladins wouldn't dare to attack us here and wants to take advantage of the situation, plunder the small farms, waylay the militia patrols outside the city, hold up travelers, things like that. But Lee thinks that would be the worst thing we could do in our situation.
I want to become a mercenary.
I'm not sure that's a good idea.
Where's the problem?
Well, I either have to vote for you or against you. And in the situation we're in, I'll only vote for you if I can be sure that you're on Lee's side.
So what should I do?
Simple. Beat up a few of Silvio's boys. That way both sides will know exactly where you stand. And if you stick to the rules for a duel, you'll even win the respect of the others.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
What are the rules for a duel?
Go to Torloff and let him explain it if you're interested. Just so we understand each other. I don't care if you stick to the rules or not, just as long as the boys wind up out cold in the mud.
I can't believe that.
Which of the mercenaries are Silvio's men?
There are 6 men. First of all, Silvio himself and his right-hand man, Bulco. Then there's Rod, Sentenza, Fester, and Raoul. The rest of the people are either neutral or on Lee's side.
How many of Silvio's people should I defeat?
If you knock 3 of them to the ground, then you've proven which side you're on. Whom you choose is your business. Just one little hint. This isn't about proving your courage. Don't go up against Silvio himself. He'll make mincemeat out of you.
How many of Silvio's men are still on my list? Rod looks a little worse for the wear. Fester tried to take me for a ride. That was his mistake.
Good. Keep it up. I expect you to rough up at least 3 of them.
That's the first I've heard of it.
Hey, you! What are you creeping around there for?
Tell me that isn't true.
Hey, you! What are you creeping around there for?
He really said that.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
Take your paws off there.
You have to feel sorry for the poor guy. That was obvious. keep your paws off stuff that isn't yours.
There's more, believe me.
What are you doing here in my kitchen?
I couldn't care less.
Something smells delicious here.
Oh, yes. I know the likes of you. They're swarming all over the place. First, they try to get on your good side, and then when you need them, they're nowhere to be seen.
I couldn't get away with
I'm
that.
hungry.
I don't dish out food to tramps. I only feed people who work. And that mercenary riffraff, of course.
I'm looking for work.
You want to work here on the farm? Only Onar can decide that. The farm is his, and so is the entire valley.
Actually, I was planning to join the mercenaries.
So you're another of those felons from the penal colony? I might have known. Just leave me alone. There's already enough of your kind around here.
I need a place to sleep.
Don't even think about sleeping in my kitchen. Go find yourself a place in the barn.
And that's the truth.
What's your problem with the mercenaries?
Ah, those morons really get on my nerves, especially Silvio and his fat buddy Bulco. The two of them have been sitting in their corner for days now, making life miserable for me. The soup's too hot, the meat's too tough, etc. and so forth.
Then why don't you do anything about it?
And what am I to do, Mr. Smarty Pants? Whack them with my rolling pin? I can do that to the farmers, but these lowly bastards just hit back.
Want me to teach the two of them some manners?
You better not try that, honey. As far as I know, Silvio has magic armor. He can't be defeated.
And what about Bulco?
That guy is as strong as an ox. So far, he has flattened anyone who tried to mess with him or Silvio.
That was no big deal.
It has come to my attention that you have it in for my boys. And as far as I know, you're one of Lee's protégés. I'm warning you, a few things are going to be different around here soon, and we'll talk about this again then.
What with? What with?
That's all just gossip. Nothing's made me go anymore time.
What with?
That's not never true as is.
Hey, you! What are you creeping around there for?
That's all just gossip. He knew better. He never would have thought of that himself. I'm not telling you anything new these days.
I can't believe that.
Tell me that isn't true.
Do you really believe that's all just gossip?
You can get that much more.